in our butterfly position. For this, I'm going to take my blanket just underneath my sit bones. So if you'd like to, you can do the same. So again, this is if you feel like you're falling backwards slightly, it's going to help you stay up nice and tall, nice and straight. For butterfly, we're bringing our feet together, allowing the knees to come down towards the ground. So already, if your knees are feeling a little bit sensitive, or your ankles, or even your hips, you might like to take your blocks underneath the knees at this point. Just placing your hands somewhere on your legs, allow your shoulders to relax, and just gently close down the eyes, or gaze in front of the feet. So you're finding a drishti, your focused gaze, to fixate your attention on. And we'll stay here for a couple moments. So really just starting to connect with our breath. Relaxing into the position, so you might feel like your legs are softening down towards the ground, getting a little bit heavier. Allowing your tummy to relax too. So we're breathing in, pushing our tummy outwards. And then breathing out, allowing ourselves to fall down towards the ground. So that softness, that heaviness, that relaxation. Allowing our face to soften, our eyes, our eyebrows. Maybe you can feel your hands on your legs or feel your sit bones and feet on the ground. And so here we are, we're starting in this way, and this is how we'll proceed with our practice from a place of presence and observance and awareness. So continuing with that beautiful breath, breathing in, nice slow, soft inhale. And exhale, relaxing that breath out, releasing that breath out. Maybe setting an intention for your practice ahead. Is there one word that comes to mind? One word that you'd like to focus on. One word that will help you through any challenges that you might face. And also anything that feels particularly good. So it's your reminder for why you're here. What's your intention? Just sending a thank you to yourself for deciding to practice today. For doing this amazing thing just for you. For gifting yourself this time, this effort, this energy, putting into this practice. And then when you feel ready to, blinking your eyes open, raising your gaze. And then we'll start to move into our knees. So moving them up and down, gently warming up into our hips. You can do this quickly or slowly, big butterfly flaps or smaller ones, you decide. Maybe noticing how the hips are feeling today. Perfect. We'll do this a few more times. Continuing with your breath. And then coming to stillness. Bring your feet a little bit closer to you if it feels good to do that. Walk your left hand over, pull your right shoulder back, pushing down your right knee. Feeling a little bit of an opening along your side body. You might like to keep your right hand on your right knee, or you're bringing your right hand overhead, over your right ear. Maybe looking up towards the sky, reaching with the fingers, bending through that left elbow. One more breath here, deep breath in. Breaths in are for length and extension and space, and breaths out, releasing, relaxing, softening. Maybe filling that space with a little bit more depth. Inhale back to center. Walk your right hand over. Bend into your right elbow. Maybe gently push into your left knee. Pull your left shoulder back. Finding a little bit more space there on the left side body. So we might find or feel already that that side body is connecting into your hip. And then feel free to, if it feels good, taking your left arm over your left ear, reaching towards the side with your fingertips. Keep actively pushing your left knee down towards the ground if you can. Bending in through your right elbow. Well done. And then inhale back up. Coming into a twist, left hand behind, right hand on your left knee. Press through the backhand and lift up through your heart center. And then find your twist. You could use your hand on your knee to help you with your rotation. Pulling your left shoulder back, your right shoulder forward. And you might even like to look behind that left shoulder if it feels good on your neck to do so. Breathing in, last breath. Again, exhale, find a little bit more of that twist. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, twist towards the right. Once again, using your backhand to lift up through your heart center. Exhale, find your twist. Perhaps looking over your right shoulder this time. Well done. 2 more breaths here. Perfect. Back to center. We're going to walk our hands forward. So forward ahead of the feet, keeping your sit bones on the ground. You might like to stay on your fingertips or you're coming down onto your palms, bringing your chin in towards your chest. So here as we fold, we're thinking about our heart space moving in the direction of our hands, finding length along the back body, pressing our bum and sit bones towards the ground. So if you feel like they're lifting off the ground, press them towards the ground. Keeping your knees pressing down towards the floor as well. We'll take one last breath here. Well done. At this point, you might like to come back onto your fingertips. Active Baddha Konasana, active butterfly. Perhaps one hand comes off the mat or off the floor. And then feel your ankles pressing into the ground as you start to take the other hand off the ground as well. So reaching forward with the hands, pressing the feet, knees, hips down towards the floor. Well done. Last breath. And then coming back up. Come back to seated. We'll take our hands behind us and windscreen wiper the knees. So bring the feet onto the floor. Gently move one knee towards that opposing or opposite ankle, followed by the other side. So this always feels really nice for me coming out of butterfly or any other hip openers. We're just starting to counteract it. So you'll feel it along the outer hip area. Maybe other areas too. So again, observing the sensations. And then we'll come onto our hands and knees, finding our tabletop position. From here, we're going to just take our legs out straight in front of us. Take your block or whatever you're using instead of a block and bring it onto the outer areas outside the ankles. Once again, maybe you're sitting on your blanket or on your cushion and starting to lean back slightly. So you'll put your hands behind you, fingers or palms. Point your toes, lift the right leg off the ground, pop it over the block onto the other side, followed by the left leg. Perfect. And then left leg again. And right. So we'll continue in that way. Try to pull your tummy towards the legs as you lift them up, building strength in the hip flexors or the top of our legs. Once you bring the feet back together, we'll just start with the opposite leg first. So left leg out, right leg in, left leg in. Finding your own rhythm, continuing with your breath. We'll do a couple more. Well done. And bring the feet back together. Maybe shake out the backs of the knees. You might like to massage into the fronts of the legs. And then we'll come on to our hands and knees in tabletop position. So finding your tabletop, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, and starting to move into our wrists. So we'll bring some circular motions through the wrists. Or also you might feel moving through the hip area too. From there, going in the opposite direction with your circles. Perfect. And then starting to move a little bit more into the hips. So taking some circles. You might like to walk your hands a little bit further forward if you'd like to drop into the hips slightly more. These moves are intuitive, so if you want to stay a little bit longer in one direction or the other direction, starting to move in a way that feels good. So trying to find space through the hip, side, body, wherever you'd like to bring the focus into. We'll just spend a little bit more time here. Well done. And then bringing ourselves back onto our hands and knees in tabletop position. Drop the tummy down, arch the back. Lift your heart space through the hands, maybe look up towards the sky. And then on your next exhalation, push the mat away, rounded spine, chin tucks in. Let's do 2 more. Inhale for our arched back, cow pose. Exhale to round. Moving with your breath. Well done. Plant the palms, neutral spine, tuck your toes, lift your hips, push your mat forward, find your downward dog, starting to pedal out the legs. So push the mat away, send that lift up through the shoulders towards the hips, looking back towards the feet. Maybe nodding your head yes or shaking it no, finding a little bit more space in the neck area. Maybe even moving your hips from side to side here as well. Just trying to bring a little bit more of that warmth through the whole body, through the hamstrings, through the hips, through the arms. And then come right up onto your tippy toes. Stay on your palms for as long as you can as you walk the feet forward, very, very slowly. And then once you can't walk anymore with your palms on the ground, you're bringing yourself onto your fingertips as you continue to arrive towards the top of your mat. At which point, bending your knees, folding forward, relax your head. Staying here, hips pressed towards the sky, tummy comes towards the tops of your legs. And then inhale, half lift, so either hands on your shins or you can keep them on the floor. Straight spine, push your hips back. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees again. Relax your head. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for half lift, well done. Exhale to fold. This time, inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, take your palms towards the floor, step back into plank. Take a breath in plank and then travel all the way down towards the ground. So either with your knees on the floor or without. Untuck your toes, take your feet as wide as the mat. And then looking down, inhale, lift your heart space off the floor. So heart space forward, elbows bent, shoulders back. Exhale, come back down. Let's do 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. Press your hips into the ground. Heart space coming forward as if there's a string attached to it. And you might like to look over your left shoulder, towards your left foot. Back to center. Over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, come back down. Tuck your toes, lift up. Downward facing dog. Readjust your feet as you need. And then right leg sweeps towards the sky, breathing in as you lift it up, as high as it'll go. On your exhale, bring the right knee towards your right wrist. Look towards the outside of the right hand. Step your right foot there. Find your lizard. So adjusting into the back foot as you need. You can keep your left knee off the ground, or you might like to drop it towards the ground. And you have your blocks there if you wish. You can take them underneath the hands. So we're going to stay here for a little bit longer. So blocks underneath the hands or maybe underneath the forearms, whatever feels the best for you. Rocking gently or taking some circles. Again, just bringing that warmth into the hip joints. Well done. That right foot, you could either have it staying pointed forward or open it out towards the right side slightly, or even bringing it onto the outer right heel, right arch. So staying here with your breath. From here, the right foot stays where it is. We're going to turn the left toes out towards the left side, coming into side angle pose. So the right hand can stay on the ground or on your block, and you're sweeping your left arm either directly up towards the sky or over your left ear. You can also take a semicircle with it if it feels better on your shoulder joint. Pull the left shoulder back, really firm through that left leg. Bending through the right knee. Push through the feet, well done. Two more breaths like this. And then look down towards that right hand. Plant the left hand down. Turn onto the toes of your back foot so the heel lifts off the ground, and sweep your right hand up towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, reach your right hand back. Inhale, right hand comes up towards the sky. Exhale, drop your left knee this time as you reach your right hand back. One more time. Inhale, right hand comes up towards the sky. Exhale, reach your right hand back, perhaps starting to push your right knee away so you're coming onto that outer right arch. And then this time, bringing the right hand back up towards the sky, reaching up. On your exhale, if it feels good on your back knee, bending it, bringing the heel towards the back of your leg. So reaching back towards it for a couple of moments. Thinking about your shoulders. Pull your right shoulder back, your left shoulder towards the front of your mat, towards the middle of your mat. Keep pulling your left heel towards the back of your left leg. And then option to hold onto the foot, or if you're using a strap, if you'd like to take a strap, hooking it around the foot. So turning your chest towards that bent knee, bringing your right shoulder towards that lifted foot, dropping through the hips still. So bringing your hips down towards the front of your mat. Continuing to breathe, well done. And then slowly releasing your left foot down towards the ground, coming onto your right foot once again. Hands find the floor. Right knee towards the sky, breathing in, heart space forward, lizard. On your exhale, push your hips back. Half split. So you can keep your palms where they are on the floor or on the mat, or you can bring yourself onto your fingertips. Turn your right toes towards the sky. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, come forward, bend your right knee. And exhale, half split. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. This time, maybe staying here in your fold, or starting to lift your right hand off the ground, followed by the left hand. So requiring a little bit more of this strength and sturdiness through the legs. Either keeping your hands facing forward, reaching forward, or bringing them onto your hips, or even behind you, or onto the back of your head. So our heart space, every time we fold, our heart space is coming forward towards the top of our mat. And every time we breathe out, we're bringing our tummy perhaps a little bit closer towards that right thigh. Pull your right hip towards the back of your mat. Last 2 or 3 breaths here, well done. So active half split. You got it. Just allow yourself to feel everything in this pose, observe everything in this pose. Think about lengthening through the spine and pressing through the legs. Alrighty, we're going to start to bring our hands back down towards the ground. Inhale, come forward into lizard. And then toe heel your right foot over towards the left side of your mat. From here, bring your right knee behind the right wrist, finding your pigeon pose and adjusting as you need to. So you might like to keep your left foot where it is just for a couple of moments. Softening down on your exhale. Well done. And you can take your block or take your cushion or take your bolster underneath your right hip at this point. Perhaps you're bringing one hand onto your right foot, the other hand onto your right knee. Lift your heart space towards the sky, staying here. So this is our active pigeon pose. Again, building strength. Bring your left hip towards the ground. Option to stay upright or walking your hands forward. Maybe staying on your palms, maybe bringing your elbows towards the ground. You might also like to take your forehead towards the ground or towards your block. Keep thinking about your left hip, pulling it down towards the floor. Notice if that changes anything on the opposing side. You can also think about bringing your heart space towards the hands. We'll take one more breath here. And then starting to walk our way back into our pigeon. Tuck your back toes, shift your left knee towards your hands, bring the right knee back into tabletop position, and then let's come into downward facing dog. So wiggling through the hips, moving them from side to side, maybe pedaling out the legs, bringing your tummy, your heart space towards the knees. And then lifting your left leg towards the sky, breathing in, lifting it right up as high as it'll go. On your exhale, knee comes behind your left armpit. Look towards the left hand. Step your left foot there, and we'll come into our lizard on this side. So maybe you're rocking forward and backwards. If you practice that on the last side, you might like to move into that left knee a little bit more. If you're dropping your right knee down towards the ground, maybe taking some circles or moving from side to side, whatever feels good for you. So creating that movement, creating that warmth. Palms on the floor or forearms on the floor. We'll stay here for a little bit longer. And then coming into our side angle pose, turn your right toes out towards the right side, right heel on the ground. Maybe your left hand is on the mat, maybe it's on your block, and the right hand sweeps up towards the sky, either directly overhead or over the right ear. Press your hips down towards the ground. Pull your right shoulder back as you swivel your heart space up towards the ceiling, reaching your fingertips forward. Well done. Pressing the feet into the ground. And then from here, look down, bring your right hand to the mat. Take your right heel off the ground, left hand sweeps towards the sky. Find your easy twist. Breathing in. Exhale, reach the left arm back. One more time in this way. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, left hand to the sky. On your exhale, drop your right knee, reach back. Starting to turn into your heart space. Inhale, left hand to the sky. And then exhale, reach back. Maybe you push your left knee out. Perhaps your right foot comes towards the back of your right leg. And just starting off, reaching back towards it. Pull your right heel towards the back of your right leg. Use the shoulders to help you with your twist. From here, continuing in this active way, or maybe holding on to the foot with your hand or using your strap to help you as well. So left shoulder pulls backwards, right shoulder pulls forward. And we continue to push our hips forward towards the front of our mat. Keep thinking about using the strength of your right leg to help you in this pose. And then starting to drop your right foot towards the back of our mat. Take the hands towards the inside of your left foot. Take a breath in. On your exhale, half split. Push your hips backwards. Maybe your left toes come off the ground. Inhale, come forward, lizard. Exhale, send them back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, half split. This time, holding our half split. So either keeping your hands where they are, maybe you're walking them backwards or even walking them forward if that feels good. So heart space forward all the time, tummy down towards that left leg. And then pressing into the feet, finding your balance as you lift your left hand off the ground this time. Followed by the right. Well done. You can tuck your back toes or have them untucked, whatever feels safer, sturdier, more secure. And then choosing the variation with your hands, maybe on your hips, maybe back, maybe on the back of your head or straight ahead. So continuing with your heart space moving forward, breathing in. Tummy coming down, well done. Breathing out, you got it. Last 3 breaths. Press into that left heel. Hands slowly find the mat again. Inhale for lizard. Walk your left foot over towards the right side of your mat. Coming into our pigeon pose, bring your left knee down towards the ground. Adjust your feet or your back knee as needed. Maybe you're bringing your block underneath your left hip this time. Walking your hands back towards that left foot, that left knee. Finding your variation of your pigeon. So settling into it, just asking the breath to help us. Maybe you're bringing your right hip down towards the ground, angling it down. Relax yourself into it. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. And then in either staying here, seated, or walking your hands forward. Maybe staying on your palms, or maybe bringing your forearms to the ground, or even bringing your forehead to the ground or onto your block if you'd prefer. Keep thinking about your right hip, pushing it into the mat. Well done. We'll take 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then slowly starting to walk our hands back towards you. Come onto your left hip. So if you're using a block underneath the left hip, just move it to the side. Bring yourself onto your left hip. Sweep your right leg in front of you. And we'll slowly start to make our way onto our backs. So bringing your knees in towards your chest. You might like to rock from side to side. And then taking your feet towards the ground. So feet hip width distance apart. Hands next to your hips, pressing into the mat. And then inhale, lift your hips towards the sky. Bridge pose, squeeze the glutes. Bring your shoulders towards each other. Maybe your palms stay on the mat. Maybe your hands interlace underneath your back. Thinking about lifting your knees away from your chest. Pressing up through the hips, the tummy. Look towards the sky or look towards the navel. Opening up through the hip, the top of our legs, through the front of our hips. Don't allow the knees to open out, keep them in. And then slowly coming back down. Option to take another bridge pose. Or if you'd like to, you can take supported bridge pose. So same idea, except we're using our prop underneath. So whether you'd like to take a bolster or if you have a block, you're lifting your hips up towards the sky, just like we did before. Squeeze the glutes, bring the prop underneath your lower back and hip area, and allowing yourself to melt down into it. So feel free to keep your knees bent, or maybe you're straightening out the legs, or maybe you're finding a butterfly, supine butterfly pose. So whatever feels the best for you in this position, coming into it, relaxing over your prop. Maybe one hand finds your heart space, the other finds your tummy, or both hands find your hips. Or taking your hands out towards the side. And just starting to open through the front part of our hips as we cool the body down, as we start to relax a little bit more. Whenever you feel ready to, we're going to squeeze the glutes, bend the knees one at a time, bring the feet onto the ground. Once again, activate the glutes, engage into them, press your hips off your prop, move the prop to the side. Come onto your side body nice and slowly, rolling into a ball. Staying here for a moment. And then pushing yourself up, finding a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed, or if you open them, just closing them back down again. Bring your palms towards each other, against your heart space, taking a breath in. And then on your exhale, bring your chin towards your fingertips, thanking yourself for being here, for deciding to move and breathe consciously today. For the space you get to practice in, for your mat and your props for supporting your practice, and for all the teachers that have passed the tradition and culture of yoga down to us so we get to experience it together today. When you feel ready to, blink your eyes open, raise your gaze. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on our next practice.